Good morning to everybody. Welcome to the today class of the remedial law taught to the students those who are going to sit for the 27th September of the 2021. Yes, if you want to confirm myself whether the students could hear my voice, I could see my screen or not, please unmute and give me the answer. Anyone? Ramesh, could you hear me? Rala Bandera Raju, could you hear me? If you are say so, please say yes, sir, and we are hearing you, and you could see my screen also.
Good morning, sir.
Very good. So read what is put it on the screen.
Namaskar. A man's reputation is considered to be valuable to be him or her property, and every man has a right to protect his or her reputation. Good morning, sir.
Yes, when you want to read, you should be read like a Professor Hussain student. A Professor Hussain student will not read in that way. See, I will show you that how it could be read. I quote, a man's reputation is considered to be valuable to be him or her property, and every man has a right to protect his or her reputation. I unquote. Did you find the difference between your reading and my reading?
Sir,
Yes.
you read like a uh, with punctuation marks, sir. I read
Yes.
without punctuation.
That is very important factor. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Let us go to the today's topic is the defamation and defamation law in India. What is defamation? Saying a truth is a defamation, or insulting a person is a defamation, or lowering the reputation of a person in the right thinking of the society is a defamation, or making an obscene language is a defamation, or we can show the obscene signs to a person which conveys something wrong is a defamation, or a flying kiss is a defamation, or a winking is a defamation. Can you tell me any one of them? Any one of you? Yes? If you know it, you can
Sir,
tell me. If you don't know it, say pass on.
sir, once again, options, sir.
Yes?
Options once again, sir.
See, I gave the so many options. Like flying kiss is a defamation, winking the is a defamation, or showing a gestures as a defamation, which conveys the obscene language in the form of gestures.
Sir, last one, sir.
Everything would be a defamation. You are not supposed to give a flying kiss to a person showing and making the sign towards him or her, because it is nothing but the invasion of the trespass to the either we can say property or reputation, because the reason just we not read here a man's property, his reputation, that we read it. So even that also comes over there. So what I want to say is a man's reputation is treated as his property. As such, damage are punishable by law. It will be written or verbal. Either you can say with the oral words or you can return it. Doesn't matter. Or if you can show a sign also, in this manner also it will be a defamation, we can say. Hmm? A class memory. So in this way also we can say it is a defamation. It could be written or verbal. Written defamation or printed or typed material or image is called as a libel, and a spoken defamation is called slander. Suppose if you speak with your oral words, then it will be a oral, it is a slander, and if you speak, if you write it in your writing, then it become a libel. So there are two types of it. Even by the gestures also we can show the defamation. Gestures are gestures. The spelling is Gestur. So that is also defamation. So if you see the history of defamation can be traced in the Roman law and German law also, and abusive chants are capital punishment in Roman law. In early English and German laws too, insult were punished by the cutting out the tongue. So suppose in the olden history that if you happen to see it in German law and the English law, there, when you use the insult at the time, the punishment is cutting out the tongue. So that was the punishment would be there in the earlier days. In the late 18th century, only the imputation of a crime or a social disease or casting aspirations on the professional competence constitute a standard in England. So it is given the history about when you say the defamation in the two countries, that is England and Germany. The enactment of the Slander of the Woman Act added the imputation of just illegal in English law, and the French defamation laws were very severe, conspicuous retraction of the libelous matters in a newspaper is severely punishable. Only truth is allowed as a defense, and that to be with the partial, what I say, the defense, it would be not an absolute defense. When the publication related to the public persons in Italy, defamation is criminally punishable and truth seldom excuses a defamation. So these are the things where we can say how the defamation will occur and how it can be done. Then the defamation law in India, if you want to see it, how the defamation will come across. Defamation is a false and unprivileged statement of the fact that is harmful to the someone's reputation, and some being the published or some being the spoken words. So either the spoken words also a defamation and the written words also a defamation. In the both the way it is defamation. If you show to the ear, that is a defamation, that is the ear in the sense overall words. If you show to the eyes, that is a permanent form, that is in the publication form or the written form, which could be seen by the eyes, it will be amount to a defamation. In nutshell, defamation occurs when your character or business reputation is called into the question by the publication of a statement about you. Hence, defamation could be written or oral or verbal. We can say these are all the types of defamation we can come across it. If the victim and the accused settle their disputes out of the court dropped the case after recording their statement to the effect. In the sense, it is a bailable. Number one, it is a compoundable. Number two, it can be compromised. Number three, and it can be, as I said, is settled down. The court will record the statement, and if both the parties agree to pay a certain sum of the amount. If you happen to see the Article 19 of the Constitution grants various freedoms to its citizens. However, Article 19 and Sub-Article 2 impose the reasonable exemptions for freedom of speech and expression granted under the Article 19 and Sub-Article 1A, that is the Clause A, that is the contempt of court, defamation, and incitement of an offense are some exceptions under the Article 19. So generally, the every rule having its exception in the same manner, this Article 19, that the freedom of speech and expression will also have a reasonable restrictions. That's what I want to say. So defamation is an offense under both the civil and criminal law. A people at large are defamed over there, then it is a criminal law, and individual is defamed over there, then it is a civil law. In civil law, defamation is a punishable under the law of torts by imposing the punishment in the form of the damages to be awarded by to the client. Under the criminal law, defamation is a bailable, non-cognizable offense and a compoundable offense, as I just now I said. Hence, a policeman may arrest only with an arrest warrant issued by a magistrate, that to be a competent magistrate. The Indian Penal Code punishes the offences with a simple imprisonment up to the 2 years and with fine with the both. If you happen to see the Indian Penal Code, can you tell me that defamation on which section deals? Anyone? Ramesh, Narendra Raju, if you know it, you can tell me. If you don't know it, you can say pass on.
Sir, question once again, sir.
What is the provision, section under the IPC will deal about the defamation? Sir, 420. 420 is a cheating.
No, no, sir.
Sir, 302. A
Sir,
300 is a murder and it is a punishment for the murder. Sir, 304A. It is a punishment would be given because if negligently caused any person that is said to be the homicide, we can say culpable homicide amount to murder, or we can say. It is a 499 section of the IPC deals about the defamation. Of course, there are roughly 10 exceptions are there under it. We're going to study now. Then what is the civil defamation? Means an individual will insulted over there or defamed over there, humiliated over there in the right thinking of the people at the time, then the compensation will be paid to the individual or to the person who is defamed. So monetary compensation can be claimed from the defendant for the defamation. There are certain requirements for the successful defamation suit there. How we can make a successful suit regarding the defamation is concerned, then there are three essentials or ingredients are must be there. So number one, the presence of the defamatory statement is required. Suppose if you are in a room and if you are using the defamatory words and nobody is hearing and nobody is there, can you say it is a defamation? Yes.
Sir, it is not a defamation.
The reason is
It is
defamation in the sense, number one, the word should be defamatory. Number one, another point is there, defamatory content is one calculated to injure the reputation of a person or a class of a person. Such word should be there, and exposing the hatred, exposing the contempt or a ridicule. The test whether it is a damaged reputation is to be calculated from the eye of the common man or is a condemnation of his matter. తిట్టినంత మాత్రాన నీదేను ముల్లేమైనా పోయిందా ఇన్ తెలుగు విల్ సే. Can you use the obscene language towards any person? Yes. Answer.
no, sir. No, sir.
Supposed to say so. Even everybody knows in the village that she is a prostitute. Can you tell me what is the synonym for the prostitute?
Sir, abhor.
Yes, we can say that also. Then we can
WHO.
also in the Polish terminology, harlot, Harlot, harlot. We can say you are not supposed to say a harlot as a harlot. The reason is every harlot is having its own name. We are not supposed to dignify it because some of the countries prostitution is licensed by the government. Okay, let us come to the second ingredient is concerned. Second, the statement must purport to be a person or a class of persons. That means it refer particularly to the particular person. That is the more important portion. For instance, if you say politicians are corrupt people, is it a defamation?
Sir, no, it is not a defamation.
Are corrupt people, is it a defamation?
No, sir.
Why?
Because there is no obscene language, sir, there.
No, even though corrupt is also said to be a particular thing, insult and hatred and contempt, ridicule, but there is no pinpointly he is pointed to a particular politician. That is the reason. If you make a purport to a person or a class of person, it is not amount to defamation. But particularly if you make pinpoint to a person or pinpoint to a particular group, then it is a defamation. So it is because politicians are corrupt people, it is too broad and no specific politician can gain compensation for the same. There's the same example we can also give. All liars are liars. Is it a defamation? Yes.
No, sir.
The
No,
reason
sir.
is there is no specific person is mentioned over there. The tallest lawyer in the bar is a liar. At that instance, it is particularly point only one person who is the tallest in the bar, in particular bar association. At that time, it refers to the a particular person. Thence it will be a amount to a defamation. That is because it is specifically personify a person. At that time, it is a defamation. Suppose if you make a broad what I say comment, it will not amount to defamation because it is not refers to a particular person. Number three, it must be published either in oral or written form. That means a second person or a third person should have to hear it. Even if it is heard by the second person, it will not amount to defamation unless until it is heard by the third person. When it is heard by third person, seen by third person, then only we can say it is a publication. If not, we don't say it is a publication. Now, I repeat, what is a publication means? A person who is using the words, number one, first person, the second person, a person to whom the words are referred, there is the second person, and the third person, and this conversation will be heard by the third person who knows the language, what is used, or who knows to read that language, even only that is the amount of defamation. Suppose that person, third person, doesn't know Urdu or third person doesn't know Malayalam, and if you make the defamatory matter between the two people in the Malayalam or a Tamil, where the third person did not have the knowledge of it, then it will not amount to defamation. Is it clear? Yes. These are the ingredients. Number one, the word must be defamatory. Number two, it refers to a particular person. Number three, yes. Number three, tell me, either it is a oral or a written, okay, and it will be a publication, means it will be known to the other person, then only publication. Suppose if I write a letter, a defamatory matter to you in Urdu language, do you know the Urdu language? Yes.
No, sir. No, sir.
What do you do? What do you do?
I will go to translator, sir.
You go to a particular person who knows that language, is it or not?
Yes.
And then is it amount to publication? Because third person came to know it. Yes, give me the yes or no answer.
Yes, sir.
It is a publication because the person who used the words and the second person to whom the letter is received, the third person translator or person who knows the language of it, even though because you don't know that Urdu language, that is the reason that you have gone to the third person and third person translated it and he read it and he explained to you, it amounts to defamation because third person heard it, third person came to the knowledge. Suppose if you know Urdu language and the other person also know the Urdu language, to whom that you referred, is it amount to defamation? If you know it, you tell me. If you don't know it, you can say pass on.
Sir, I haven't heard your.
Yes. Number A, person knows the Urdu language. Number B, the another person to whom the letter is addressed know the Urdu language. Then,
Yes, sir. It will.
is it a defamation? Is it a publication?
Yes, sir. It is a defamation because other person knows, sir.
Other person knows. When you want to say the defamation, there are three things are very much important. Number one, it is addressed to the word must be defamatory. Yes, the words are defamatory. Number two, it is addressed to a particular person. Yes, it is addressed to a particular person. Number three, it will be known by the third person. Whether that condition is fulfilled? Yes. Whether that
Sir.
condition is fulfilled?
Sir, it will become personal, sir. Become private. It will become private. This is not a public.
No, whether it is a motor publication or not, give the answer yes or no.
No, sir.
Why no?
Because there is no evidence, sir, to show that he spoke like that only.
See, there is no third person seen it, that no third person read it. Is it clear?
That's why there is no evidence, sir.
There is no publication. Say, forget about evidence.
Sir.
Ingredients should be fulfilled, no?
Yes, sir.
There is no publication.
Yes,
Now
sir.
question, I will twist the same question. Suppose if it is a registered post, there is no publication. Suppose if it is a postcard, now you tell me. Yes?
Then also there is no publication, sir.
No, there is a publication. Suppose it is a postcard. Then the postcard generally will be written in the language, will be spoken by the people and read by the people. Number one. Number two, even a postman will read it. The stamping man will read it. The sorting man will read it if he is interested. That means it is amount to publication if it is a postcard. Suppose if it is a registered post, then it will be hand over to the only to the particular person, then it will not be amount to the publication.
Information.
Suppose if a letter is addressed to your wife, at that instance, and that letter is a registered letter, now you tell me. It is not amount to publication. Suppose if it is an unregistered letter, a cover, whether it is amount to publication,
That is also not read by others, no, sir.
that is not also read by others. Suppose if a letter has come to the address of your wife, the husband opened it and read it, is it amount to publication?
No, sir. That is also
That
not a
is also
publication.
not publication, because you are not supposed to read somebody's letter, because it is a invasion of the privacy. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, that's the reason. Here I told you the statement published. What are the defenses available? The statement published was true. Even a true statement also you are not supposed to say, because truth is also absolute defense. The reason is, what is the intention behind it? Is it for the public good that you want to say so and so particular person is having she is a prostitute, she is a harlot, she is a bore? What is the interest in it? You want to say, no, sir, I'm telling the truth. Okay, you are telling the truth, no doubt at all. What interest cause you to tell truth? No, sir, somebody should have to be aware of it. Can you say so? Tell me.
Sir, please question once again, sir.
See, everybody knows in the village that she is a harlot, she is a prostitute. Can you stand in the red cross light, traffic light, by using a 10 feet stool, standing over it, and keep the mic in your hand? Can you inform so and so woman is a prostitute? Yes.
No, sir.
Answer is no. What way that you are interested in? No, I want to show to the public. You want to be aware of the public that she is a prostitute? That means your intentions are not good. Is it for the public good to say that she is a prostitute where everybody knows? So they will say absolute truth is also not a defense, it is only a conditional defense. Number one. And the fair comment made with the public interest based on the true incidents. Suppose if you make a fair comment, okay, it's not amount to defamation. Like the example which I have given is, tell me the example which I have given is fair comment which is not referred to a particular person, but it refers to the group at large. Yes. If you know,
Sir, any
you say, and if you don't
Sorry.
know, you say pass on.
sir, any applause which leads to others' enjoyment, sir.
I give the example, I say, give me the example. Fair comment
You-
is the public interest based on true incident. Fair comment you can make it.
Sir, if it is to the public, if all politicians are corrupt, man,
That is I want to know it from your mouth. All politicians are corrupt. It is a fair comment because it doesn't refer to a particular person. It refers to all of the group. Number one. The second example which I have given is all liars are liars. It is also a fair comment. It is not referred to a particular person, and hence it is a group at large. Then we can say it's a defense. Number three. Certain persons are vested with the privilege to make the statement if they are defamatory. Even though certain persons are having such a privilege, I think you are a insane person if the judge says to you, is it amount to defamation?
defamation, sir.
No, because when witnesses are giving certain statement which is contrary to each other, then the judge may say that I think that you are insane to give such an answer. Means you are not having the correct mind. Either say we can idiot because a judge can have certain privilege to use such a language, but not the policeman. Right, Rara can you use because that is a viral. You cannot use such a language by the policeman. He doesn't have such a privilege. Moreover, he doesn't have such a privilege also to beat you. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
So, but certain people they are having the privilege. For instance, a lathi charge was there. When he made the lathi charge with the orders of the higher officer, then that is not amount to the battery. When they have thrown the vapor gases, at that time also it is not amount to the dispersion because unruly mob can be what I say they can be moved out. That is what I want to say is. So certain privileges are there for the judges, for the officers, but they are not supposed to say that they are the using the defamatory language. For instance, a speaker, a parliamentary debate, and the speaker debate, if you use the some of the obscene language, also it's not amount to defamation because it's a privileged statement there. It is made. It's not amount to defamation there. If the speaker use such a words also. Example, judicial proceedings and the member of the parliament I have given, where they are privileged to use certain things and say that you are an idiot. So if the defendant fails to substantiate his act, the suit is successful. Suppose when the suit is successful at that instance, we can say that he doesn't have such a limitation to use such a language. Then only that is successful. Of course, criminal defamation, as I already told you that it is the 499 of the Indian Penal Code, 1816 defense. What is defamation and the exceptions? That the words or signs are imputed intended to harm with the knowledge that with such imputation will cause harm. It may amount to defamation. If anything is imputed against the deceased person, such imputation words harm the reputation had also person been alive. It is also a such imputation means allegation is also defamation, or the class of persons shall include a company or a association. It is no defamation unless alleged defamatory statement either directly or indirectly lowers the moral or intellectual character or is a respect of his case, then calling of the estimation is the others. That means if you use a particular word which is a defamatory, it refers to a particular person, and where a particular person is felt the his status is lowered in the right thinking of the society, and it refers to a particular person, and it is made to the publication, then it is amount to defamation. In the criminal law under 498 of the IPC of 1860. So the exceptions are here given. Can you read at least the first exception under the 499? Anyone can unmute and read? Yes. Read what is there under section 499, the first exception, which is marked as a tick. Did you follow me what I said? Narendraju,
Yes, sir.
can you read the first exception which I showed you on the screen?
Attribution of any truth made for public good. Truth is seldom defined
Difference.
unless made for a public good.
Yes. Number first exception is attribution means allegation, making an imputation, making certain word over there. Attribution of any truth made for public good. Suppose if you say the truth for the public good, yes, it can be a defamation. If it is not amount to defamation. But the truth is seldom defense. Why is seldom defense? Unless, if not, made for a good faith. That is the reason I told you. Particular why is a prostitute. You are not supposed to say. The reason is It is not said to be a public good, but you are saying because to degrade her career. So absolute truth is not a defense. Okay, suppose somebody is suffering with the VD, venereal disease. Can you publish with this photo, with her photo in the newspaper? Yes.
No, sir. It's not
Answer
possible.
no. Why you are interested to publish his or her photo in the newspaper stating that he or she contacted the VD? Okay, suppose if you are going to give your daughter to him or her, then you can say that we'll stop. And you can say to your family, are you following me?
Yes, sir.
Even a doctor also, suppose somebody is a HIV positive, can he give in the newspaper?
No, no, it is not possible.
Suppose you go to the doctor and said, doctor, so and so person has come to you yesterday to take the test of the HIV, whether he is a positive or negative. Can the doctor will reveal you?
No, sir.
Why?
He should not reveal because he is having some professional ethics,
Ethics.
sir.
So he is not. Suppose if you show that, sir, I am going to give my daughter to him, that's why I want to know it. Can he reveal so?
Yes, sir. If he can, sir.
Yes, it is not amount to professional ethics against, because he wants to protect the, not to spread that HIV to that the daughter going to be married him. At that instance, it can reveal it, but not because it's a public good. The another person good that he did it. So that is the reason. Then we can make it out. Otherwise, even absolute truth also should not be say. So that is an exception. Okay. Any opinion made in good faith regarding the conduct of the public servant in the discharge of his public function? Yes. We can make such a statement if he is a public servant. Suppose MRO is there. If the MRO is not making the correct duty but taking the bribe, you can give in the newspaper. The MRO is bribing and getting the money, not doing his work because we have given the application and our work is not done. And moreover, that it is not shown that what was the reason behind why it is not attended. Yes, public servant we can criticize it. Chief Minister we can criticize it. MLA we can criticize it. Is it or not?
Yes, sir.
Because they are public servants, they are public, rather say employee or whatever you want to say, but it is answerable to them because we elected them. Is it or not?
Yes, sir.
Number one. Number two, if it is a public servant like a collector, even also collector also, of course he got the position, but when he doesn't serve it the funds and diverted the funds for his personal end, yes, you can have every right to use such a language and publish it also in the newspaper. So that is the good faith respecting the conduct of any other person is concerned, we can make it out. Any opinion made by the good faith regarding the merit of any civil or criminal case decided by the court of justice or the conduct of any person of a party, witnesses or agent or the case or no other. Suppose if any judgment is, you feel it is a wrong, you do have every right to criticize such a judgment. One judgment came by the Supreme Court, I am against to it. The reason I say, a wife or a husband both can have a sexual relations with others. It is not amount to the prostitution, it is not amount to adultery, but it is a ground for the divorce. That is not Indian culture, Indian civilization. That is a foreign culture, the foreign civilization. There it holds good, but not good to the India. I do have every right to criticize such a judgment even of the Supreme Court. What do you say?
Yes. Yes, sir.
ఎస్ సి వాన ఇక్కడ పడ్డది అనుకోండి, హైదరాబాద్లో ఛత్రి పడతారా అండి మీరు? ఇఫ్ ఇట్
No, sir.
రైన్స్ హియర్ ఇన్ కొత్తగూడెం ఆర్ ఖమ్మం, యూ కీప్ ద అంబ్రెల్లా ఇన్ హైదరాబాద్?
It will not be, sir.
That is the logic we have to use it. That may be possible in the foreign country, but not possible within the Indian culture. It is applicable to both wives I am speaking, not only one man or woman. Both wives I am speaking. Yes, you can have every right to have to criticize the Chief Justice or Supreme Court, even decision also, conduct also, and witnesses. Yes, you can make it out. It comes under the exception. An opinion made about the merit of any performance which is the author has submitted to the judgment of the public. Suppose if you want to make any book, whether it is a good or bad, you can have the every right to criticize it, but it should not be personal one. That only keep in the mind. So censors passed by the person neither having authority over the another, either conferred by the law or from the lawful contract is a good faith, is not defamation. Censor is a formal statement of severe disapproval. Censor, because you know the movies, A grade, U grade, they give certificate. A means adult, U means universal. If the sex scenes are more, if the too much sex is shown over there, it is against the culture of the India. So the Central Board of what I say, what is that board? Central Board of
Film
Cinema.
Chamber. CBFC. Film
Yes,
Chamber.
yes, that will even censor all the scenes, and they will say, cut this scene, cut this scene. Now you release. They do also. So accusation of offense to any person having lawful authority over the alleged person in good faith is an exception to defamation. So another defamation is accusation of offense. అరే వాడు రేపిస్ట్ అన్నాం అనుకోండి, వాడు రేపిస్ట్ కాదు. ఎస్, if you make an allegation which is punishable under the penal code, then which is not true, under that instance it is not come under exception. But excuse me, it is like merely saying offenses, it is not amount to defamation. And complaints about the servant to master and children to parents are example to the exceptions. Suppose if you say that servant is a thief because he may steal it, it is general comment would be there, but it's not amount to defamation because the servant might have stolen some of the money or even the spoons also. Small spoons, you know it, tablespoons. So small things are not amount to defamation, they said. A statement made about the character of a character is not a defamation if it is made in order to protect the interest of the person making it or any other person for the public good. Suppose if you want to show the character of a particular person for the public good, it is not amount to defamation. For instance, if you are working in another factory and you are joining in this factory, and this factory, that is human resource person will write to that earlier factory human resource to know the conduct and character of you. Suppose if they have stated purely, it is not a motive defamation. And cautions conveyed to one person against the another, not defamation, if it is intended for the good or conveyed persons or any other for public good. So here also cautions conveyed. Cautions means precautions. It's for the good faith that you have conveyed over there, then it's well and good. For bad faith that you conveyed over there, it is not able to defamation. So there are roughly 10 exceptions would be there, where in the criminal law 499 IPC, they have given very clearly, and the 500 is it deals about the punishment, what is the imprisonment, which may extend to 2 years or fine or both. That is about the punishment. And the constitutional defamation of law that I already told you that Article 21, it is a amount to, if you lower the reputation of any person, it is amount to the defamation, even though you have the full right to use Article 19, which is said to be the freedom of speech and expression. Sir, Article 19 has guaranteed the freedom of speech and expression. Does it mean that you can use any language to any other person? Answer is no. Because Article 21 also gives certain protection, number one. Number two, Article 19, subarticle 2, the other subarticles also give certain restrictions. Of course, landmark judgments are there here. D.P. Chaudhary versus Manjulata, this is one of the judgment. And here, the Manjulata went for the evening classes, that is the night classes, but somebody told that she ran away, she eloped, she abducted with somebody else, she eloped with somebody else, and that has published in the newspaper also that Dainik Navjyoti, actually she went outside for the evening classes, the night classes, remedial classes in the campus. But the Dainik Jyoti has made it that she eloped with another man or a boy, and that is a stigma to her. So that is a false statement made by this newspaper. Hence, it is amount to defamation. Did you get me? Yes. చెప్పాలా సార్? మీరు ఏదో చెప్పారు, మేము ఏదో విన్నాం సార్, అయిపోయింది సార్.
Sir, we are getting, sir.
Yes, I appreciate. See, when you are making anything, you should be very much cautious. ఇండియాలో అన్నాం అనుకుందాం, ఇండియాలో ఏమని, అరే నీకు పెళ్ళే కాలేదు, నీకు కడపెట్లయింది. Is it amount a defamation? The question comes over here in India culture. First marriage, next BBC, next conception, next pregnancy. Is it or not? Is it or not?
Yes, sir.
అదే వేరే కంట్రీ ఓన్లీ మీరు. I got shocked in another country. I asked whether your daughters are got married. I said, then she said no. But you said I do have the grandchildren. He said yes. But how could you have the grandchildren without the marriage of your daughter? Why not? I say, why not? They will marry later. When they marry, after some time. Why they are not married earlier? No. They want to see whether the land is fertile or not. Huh? What a difference. Then another, they ask the woman side, why did you not marry? Then she says, I want to check whether the gun is firing properly or not. Then I kept quiet because each they are having their own ground to defend themselves. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
So such a case would be there. Say a defamation at one place may not be a defamation in another place. Are you following me? Say yes. Ramjit Melani case తెలుసా అండి? Subramanya Swamy. The court, Dr. Swamy, for the defaming the Ramjit Melani by saying that he received the money from a banned organization, protect the chief minister. ఎవరండి చీఫ్ మినిస్టర్ అప్పుడు? Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. Who is their Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu? Where the Ramjit Melani has defended. తెలుస్తుందని చెప్పండి, లేకుంటే పాస్ అవ్వని చెప్పండి, నేనే చెప్పేది. I will give the answer to you. Yes?
Might be on Jayalalitha.
Jayalalitha. Yes. The case was assassination about the Rajiv Gandhi. It was no more a defamation as a part of the inquiry or written statement. Adi defamation kaadu, because Subramanya Swamy has laid his inquiry over there. They will come under the exception. Arun Jaitley versus Arvind Kejriwal. Arun Jaitley everandi?
Oh no, sir.
It's
The name.
no more. He is the one of the greatest liar in the Supreme Court. Arun Jaitley. And Arvind Kejriwal. Who is Arvind Kejriwal? Sir, maku తెలియదు సార్. చిలుకు గుర్తు. Yes, he is a broom. He is a Aam Aadmi Party. That is the court held that the statement made by the Arvind Kejriwal and his 5 other leaders to be defamatory. Yes, it is proved over there. The matter was sought out. Then all the defendants apologized for the action. So they made the apology. Then that will be given the
ఇది
company.
కొంచెం స్పీడ్ గా కొట్టుకుంటుంది రేపు మీటింగ్. తగ్గించుకోండి.
మీ పర్సనల్ మాటలు నాకు వినబడుతున్నాయి. Are you following me? Yes. Another is the Chintaman Rao versus State of Madhya Pradesh also is one of the case law where we can made it the Article 19, sub-article 2 implies the intelligent care and deliberation, and this is required in the interest of the public. This is also a good. Then another very famous case law is the Shreya Singhal versus Union of India. Please read this case law. Eighth case law. Anyone?
Sir, 8th, sir. Shreya Singhal versus Union of India. The petitioners challenged the validity of Section 66A, capital A, of the Information Technology Act, ITA, contending that it was not a reasonable restriction on the freedom of speech and expression guaranteed under Article 19.
Go ahead. Article 19, Sub-Article 1 and Clause A of the Constitution.
Constitution. They argued the impinged section was unconstitutional because it provided protection against annoyance, inconvenience, insult, injury, or criminal intimidation, which is not covered in Article number 19. Sir, bracket begin 2.
Sub-Article
The
2.
court found section. Yes, sir. Sub-Article 2. The court found Section 66, capital A of ITA to be vague and invalidated it on the ground of being violative of the right to freedom of speech and expression.
Yes. If you బాబు మీరు పర్సనల్ మాటలు నాకు వినబడుతున్నాయి, అది మ్యూట్ చేసి మాట్లాడుకోండి మీరు. You mute it and then you speak. Otherwise, I could hear your personal speeches also over here.
బట్టి
Yes.
కదా ఆమె చదవ చెప్పింది అని చదవమంటే చదువుతుంది.
Okay. Yes. I requested her to read it. That's why she is reading. Because I would like to ascertain whether you are following me or not, whether my screen is visible to you or not. That is the reason of behind it. Otherwise, it become a one-way traffic. So, Section 66, capital A of the Information Technology Act made such a statement which is against the... Yes, please. చెప్పండి సార్, ఏదైనా డౌట్ ఉంటే అడగండి. You are speaking and Narendra Raju, do you have any doubt? Please ask me. Narendra Raju,
sir.
do you have any doubt? You can ask me. Otherwise, you can mute your speaker. Otherwise, whatever you speak, I could hear you. Not only I, everybody will hear you. Yes, mute it. Yes, very good. And Ramesh, you also mute it because I could not see your microphone. You also mute it. When you want to speak, at that time only you unmute it. I muted you. You have to mute it. Otherwise, when you make a private conversation, I could hear you. So here, Section 66, capital A is against because it is the freedom of speech and restriction it is making over there. So against the Constitution, hence it is struck out. Section 66, capital A. Measure of damages in defamatory publication. How do you measure it? So generally we measure it the conduct of the plaintiff, his position and standing in society, his nature of the libel, absence of refusal and reaction of the apology of libel, and the whole conduct of the defendant from the date of the publication of libel to the date of decree. So there are various other slots we can make it out to see that a person is liable or not. So the slots are, we should see the conduct of the plaintiff. How is the plaintiff? Whether he is a habitual offender, whether he is a pious man, whether he is a good Samaritan, or a man with a good dignity, a man with a good character, a man with a good honesty, and is a God-fearing man, and all those things will be counted over there when you are making allegation to a particular person. Number 2, his position or standing in society. So his position also will be taken into consideration, and what is the position in the society also it will be. Suppose we are a headmaster, a teacher, a principal, a father, and a priest, and a director or a manager, they will see such a dignity also and the standing also. And the nature of the libel. And what are the libel means, whether it is a written statement, whether it is published in the newspaper, whether it is published in the book, or it is published in the brochures, and all those things will be known what are the type of the libel he made it. And suppose 10 libels